Real Ninja Finance,
Real
back
Ninja
again.
Finance.
Today I'm telling you how you've been lied to. Everybody telling you quit your job, a 9 to 5 is for suckers, you're less of a man if you got a boss, less of a woman if you got a boss, blah blah blah. Look, a 9 to 5 is how you thrive. Everybody only ever talks about the pros of entrepreneurship and the cons of a 9 to 5, but nobody ever talks about the cons of entrepreneurship and the pros of a 9 to 5. Now, you should definitely always be looking to build yourself some sort of cash flow or something that you can sell at a multiple, but you shouldn't be doing that without no stability factor behind you. Now, for some people, that stability factor could be parents that's holding you down financially, a significant other that's holding you down, or you might just have saved up a bunch of money, or you might have had a windfall event, or you might come from money and you just got a large runway of capital to operate with and you're not worried about nothing. But if you don't have a stability factor when you're trying to start a business, you're going to be super stressed out, you're going to be tired all the time, you're not going to have time to do nothing else, and you're going to be working harder than literally everybody you know, and probably not making much more than them unless you got a good service business or something that you was able to scale like crazy fast. Now, you also got to worry about the higher levels of risk and uncertainty when you're trying to do your own thing without no type of stability behind you. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, a job ain't stable, a 9 to 5 ain't stable either. They can let me go whenever. This company's doing layoffs left and right now, but it's also companies hiring left and right now. And those people that got laid off will have another job in a few months, especially if they got the skills that's in demand right now. Now, another thing you need to be worried about if you're just going to jump straight into starting a business without no stability, you need to understand that you're going to be working harder than somebody that has a 9 to 5. You probably going to be working 80 hours a week because you need to find customers. Like, it's going to consume you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of good can come from throwing yourself in the fire like that. But you need to understand that that's extremely risky, especially given the fact that it's going to take at least 2 to 3 years to get it popping, and the fact that most entrepreneurs only make about $43,000 per year. Another thing you got to consider if you're going to jump straight into starting your own business or something without no stability behind you is the fact that it takes money to make money. That's not just a saying. There is a great financial investment and potential loss that comes with that. So you could potentially pour whatever money you got into this and it just don't work out for whatever reason. Now, of course, all businesses don't have the same startup costs. You can start a small service business like cleaning or pressure washing, and you don't even have to spend that much money up front, less than $1,000. There's plenty of businesses that you can start like that. But most businesses like that, they're really just going to be jobs that you create for yourself until you can get to a point where you can hire more people to do the jobs that you were doing. But that'll probably take a while, realistically. And honestly, a lot of people prefer it like that. I got an electrician homie. He used to work a 9 to 5 and he quit to do TaskRabbit full time. And he made a killing mostly just hanging ceiling fans. But he do other electrician work on the side. He's not a licensed contractor, but he just do odd jobs and he preferred it that way. But guess what? He wouldn't be able to do the odd jobs and make a killing off of TaskRabbit and all the other like little side projects he does if it wasn't for his 9 to 5. He worked for the state and he got an apprenticeship. So he worked for the state. They taught him how to be an electrician. They got him certified and everything. And then he worked there for a few years. And once he felt like he knew everything that he needed to know about electricity and the trade, he went and did his own thing. So that's the power and the benefits that come with a 9 to 5. The training you get, not all 9 to 5s do this, but a lot of 9 to 5s, they'll train you to the point where you have the skills and experience to go off and do your own thing. Or if you don't want to leave, you can still stay there. You can do things on the side like consulting or whatever if you're in like a particular field. Other good things about having a 9 to 5 is the health insurance. You know, when you're an entrepreneur, you out there by yourself grinding, you better not get sick. But most 9 to 5s, decent to good 9 to 5s, gonna have health insurance. You also gonna have a more stable income. Like, you know when you're getting paid, if it's every Friday, every other Friday, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever it's gonna be. It's gonna be stable income for the most part. And I'm talking about good jobs. I'm talking about like jobs where they be playing with your hours and stuff. I'm talking about good jobs that require certain skill sets that are in demand. That's why you need to get your skills up. You also gonna have, for the most part, less stress and less risk. Now there are disadvantages, of course, to 9 to 5. You're gonna have less autonomy, meaning you can't do whatever you want, like if you was on your own in your own business. But I mean, there's trade-offs to everything. You also have less opportunities for growth and less creativity because it ain't your house. You can't do what you want to do, and ain't nobody gonna ever pay you what you're really worth. But that doesn't mean that you can't run it up with a 9 to 5 and have some pretty high salaries. That's really the purpose of this video. A 9 to 5 is how you thrive. And what I really mean by that is you should be doing everything in your power to acquire skills to get yourself a high paying 9 to 5. And then once you've attained that, that's when you want to start looking to build yourself some sort of cash flow. Because when you really look at the numbers, there ain't gonna be no perfect job history or no perfect career where you get promoted every time you up for it and you get a raise every year, you get a bonus every year, and then you get all this retirement incentives and blah blah blah, and you just ride off into the sunset and retire at whatever the age is. Nah, that does not happen. That don't really happen for nobody. Maybe it might happen in some government jobs, but even it's not foolproof there. This is why I think you need to be doing both. You need to have yourself a 9 to 5 that pays well, and you need to be building a business on the side. See, when you have a 9 to 5, it's easier to start a business because you less stressed about it. You can let the 9 to 5 fund the business until it's profitable to fund itself, and it's easier to get loans and business credit cards and everything when you already have a 9 to 5. And another thing is, when you work in a 9 to 5, you're working in a particular field. So that means you're learning about that field. You're developing contacts in that field. You're building skills in that field. So that means you're going to be able to recognize opportunities in that field. Opportunities that maybe the company you're working for isn't taking advantage of. And maybe you can bring this to the company and maybe they'll listen to you, maybe they won't. But if they won't, then that's the opportunity for you to create a business. Plenty of people have started businesses from capitalizing on the opportunities that were in the field that their jobs didn't care to look at for whatever reason. So yeah, a 9 to 5 is how you thrive. Don't let nobody tell you different. You need to get your skills up, get yourself a high paying career, 9 to 5. And then while you're there, you need to be working on building cash flow, building a business, something on the side that you can eventually work towards leaving that 9 to 5 and doing your own thing. But that's how you do it. Don't just start off doing your own thing unless you got plenty of capital or you got some sort of stability factor where you're not going to be worried about it and stressed. And that's all I got. Real Ninja Finance.
Tired of being broke. Quit living check to check and now I'm trying to feed my folk. Ain't gotta make the cash stretch now. We stacking up the assets now. Ain't gotta make the cash stretch now. We stacking up the assets now. I'm